Hello, it's another no ums video, number 45. Holy cow, 45 weeks of doing this. Once a week, I review how I've been doing on my vocal improvement progress. And also, it's been a good way of revisiting what I did for my vocal video this week. So, as far as exercises go, I did my exercises. I've been very consistent, marking it off on my calendar, doing my vocal exercises as I do my physio exercises, and that's all gone well. This week I had to combine reading I'm going through Patsy Ruddenberg's book, The Need for Words, chapter 5 of part 2, and I've been slowly going through that, and it's been a very chunky section with a lot of stuff. I actually made a point in Goodreads of listing all the exercises, and I think we're up to almost like 10 separate exercises. So it's been, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 10 or 11 or 12 weeks that I've been working on Patsy for this thing, if not longer. I look at Goodreads to see how long. But this week I was like, oh, I'm in a rush. So I thought, okay, I'll just read out the section. What I ended up doing was I read out the section as my kind of my vocal exercise for the day, but then I went into the exercises and I simply just performed the exercises also in the video. So my quick solution was about 20 minutes long. I guess, I mean, I eliminated reading a short poem, so it probably carved a couple of minutes off, but it wasn't nearly as efficient as I thought. So this time it was all about sounding words, about getting that sensual, physical feel of words, of playing with words this week. Going through a text, and she basically just had me go through the text in various different ways. The first one is just you got to speak it out loud. Speak it fully supported by your breath and fully voiced, because that's the only way you're going to actually start engaging with the text that way. So simply reading it silently to yourself is not a first warm up. I mean, maybe it is a first warm up, but it's more of a mental warm up to then get into the physicality of speaking. Then it was mouth the words, making sure you're carefully and you're articulating the ends of the words and all the syllables in a syllabic words, that sort of idea. Next one is intoning or chanting the text, which seems kind of silly, but actually that was good. It really gave you an idea of what the full thought was, because you had to intone that as all as one thought and then go on to the next thought, like that. It was an interesting unlocking of, especially in kind of poetry, of like, oh, this is where you need to run through. You don't, line breaks are often for completely different non-verbal reasons why you'll have line breaks. Speak the text while you're moving, because that actually does sort of activate you, gets you into the text. It makes you actually think about what the words are meaning as you kind of, in some ways, act them out. I can see you doing this very exaggerated to kind of get into a text, and then dialing it back a little bit for actually if you're performing it in front of an audience or something like that, so you're not comedically trying to act out every single word as you go along, because then you're doing visual clutter, which is one of the other things that someone talked about, is like, are you adding visual clutter? Are you adding meaning to the text? Are you amplifying the text? Or are you taking away from the text? But as an exercise, moving is really good. It really definitely engages you with the text. For verse, it was the idea of voicing the first words, going all the way down the thing, voicing the first words and voicing the last words. Which is, I guess it's kind of a journey of the line. Where does the line start, and where's the thing ending? This is probably more if you're really, it seems like it'd be more of a thing if you're into Shakespeare, though I can think of it like as you also thinking about, like, okay, well, how does this thought start and how does this thought end, versus doing verse stuff. So that was interesting. Isolating the verbs and the nouns, so the actions and the things in the sentence. This gives you kind of an insight into the action of the speech. And then there's voicing the vowels. Speak only the vowels in the text to make sure you keep connected to the breadth of the whole word. This will help you find the depth and emotional intensity of separate words. It's very much kind of really mucking into the kind of the bones of words, of kind of being aware of, you know, the vowels and also the consonants, of the sharp clicks and the pacing of the thing. Then we went into the idea of checking for the imagery in a text, looking for the pictures in the text, because then you can ask, if you find the imagery, then ask why the characters need to use that kind of language, or suddenly draws us a picture. What is happening to him or her? Because you remember, you must always see and live the images as you speak them, which I think is a good tip just as a writer. Also, it's like, are you conjuring a picture for people who are listening to you that they can see? And when you're speaking words that are maybe either your own or somebody else's, are you living them? Are you projecting that, the great tree of knowledge or something like that? I'm acting it out. You know, whatever that might be, the pinnacle of knowledge, one of those things and stuff like that. So that's basically what we did. Using basically, that is what it was this week. It was a very, very rich, very full video, full of some interesting stuff. I did find myself kind of going through poems going as I went along, and trying to intone them to start off with, to warm myself up before I read them out loud to the camera for my daily reading. Trying to act things out was very much a thing there. There's also the idea of getting those images in your mind and trying to work them through and see how you read that, how you visualize that, and try to project that through in your reading, or at least if you've got some kind of understanding. I think it's painfully obvious when I read something and I have no idea what the hell's going on in the work. So there's that as well. I mean, the good thing is when I'm saying my own words, hopefully I know what the hell I'm saying. And if I don't, well, then that's a good time to stop and think, well, what am I saying? Is there anything I'm actually saying here? Maybe I should just cut this if I have nothing to say here. That idea. So that was my vocal efforts this week. No ums, number 45. More videos later.